Alrighty, hey guys, welcome back to the video, and today let's talk about what to do once you get your first castle, alright, or your first town, depending on how the situation goes. But let's say you're a vassal, which is like something that most people choose to do, which is you join a kingdom. And as you can tell, after your first war, after some property was taken, whether that or property or fief was taken, whether it's a castle or a town, pretty much they voted for you to have it. So in this game, whenever, for example, somebody new joins a kingdom, usually you can expect the first fief or two, depending on how much work you actually do in the sieges that led to those fiefs being taken, right? If you performed in both sieges very well, you get two fiefs early on from, the war that you can have regardless of where it's at. But what should you do? Let's say, for example, you have a little bit less gold than this, right? Because I have more than one fief at this point. But you have this first fief. Unfortunately, the fief is very close to the people you're at war with, right? Let's say, for example, I went to war with these guys as well. All of a sudden, I'm pretty much at the battle line, right? And you're wondering, am I gonna be able to keep this fief? Should I have to keep resaving, keep redoing like all this, all these type of things to try to keep this fief mine? Regardless, should I do that? And the answer to that is no. Here's what you should do when you first become a vassal. You get into like your first war, you get your first fief. It's on the outskirts next to obviously the other warring faction that you're a part of. What should you do? And how should you capitalize on your fief? Okay, so first I want you to understand this. When you first start out, especially as a vassal, the first couple of fiefs you're going to get, they're probably going to get taken back. It's just what it is. It's going to happen. But the good thing is, let's say, for example, you get a fief, right? They vote for you. Then that fief gets taken away by an enemy. The next time a fief is taken, if you have zero, they are going to prioritize you. And if that is a town that's taken, you're going to get the town and not even just the castle. Okay? So again, if you lose a fief, like for example your first one, do not worry. You will be at the top of the list for pretty much a clan inside the kingdom to get the next fief that is taken, regardless of which war it is. Okay? So do not worry about losing it because you're going to lose it. Okay? Now, here are some perks of castles. Castles usually get a lot faster than you get a town because towns aren't sieged as much because they have obviously more defenders than castles, and there's more castles than towns. Okay, makes sense, right? So you're probably going to get a castle. What are castles good for? So castles are better than towns because castles have this one thing. They have special units. Each single culture on the map has special units. Those special units are trained in villages connected to only castles. They cannot be connected to towns. As you can see, the bound villages, those three right there, you're not going to find the unique unit. And what I mean by the unique unit is the con guards of the Khazate, which is like the, what's it called? Max, what do you call it? Cavalry archers. The Battanian guys, I forgot exactly what they're called. The really like, pretty much like, they have like the best aim archers. You have the Imperial Cataphract you have for the Empire region over here. But those units, pretty much the unique units for each culture, those can only be trained in castle-bound villages. Now, why is that important? Because here's what's the most important thing about a castle early on, or any fief. The garrison. It is the best. Like, yes, you'll get income from it. Don't even try in the beginning. I would say, unless you have a lot of gold, obviously put something in reserve. Put a governor right away that has like the most benefits. As you can see, whoever has the most benefits, whatever benefits sound the best to you, just put him in that position. If it gets captured again, they're only going to be like, I think, captured and then released a little bit later. So you're not going to lose them if the what do you call it? If the castle is captured. So put a person with the best stats over here. As you can see, the governor perks. You could put the reserve like 1,000 if you wanted to, just kind of like this. I have a lot, so I'll put a little bit more. But don't put too much because, again, if you're at the edge of a battle, you might lose this. You're probably going to lose this, all right? So do that. Actually, let's just put a governor in real quick. Best one right here. This guy even has minus garrison wages. Amazing. Boom. Just like that. Now, let's talk about the garrison. So the garrison is a place that gets auto-filled up by the villages that it's bound to over time, which means the unique units will pile into here eventually. And also, whenever, for example, let's say there's a friendly army. They just came back from a war. They're coming back from war. They stopped by our castle. They're going to drop off units to our garrison. Just donate some troops. It's just customary. It's always going to happen. So that means there's always going to be an influx of troops in your garrison, especially if you are at the edge of a war. So now, what does this mean that you should do? This means you should use it to your advantage. You should go out there, right over here, for example, go out to war, do some raiding, do some more, I wouldn't say scarier battles, but battles with a lot worse odds for yourself. That's going to get you more influence. It's going to get you more experience, everything in between. And also, if you do a battle, let's say, even if you lose the battle, you get captured. The great thing is you go right back to the castle, you go to the garrison, and you just empty them out. And you might say, oh, but isn't this going to make it so my castle is going to get taken a lot quicker? Sure, but I'll be honest with you, if an army of 700 is coming this way, they don't care if it has 259 defenders or 159 defenders. If you have a little bit over 100, which, this doesn't have the most, right? You should be fine for these smaller parties. They're not really going to touch it. Plus, your other friendly troops are going to kind of like skirt them away. But use the garrison, because there's also a lot of good troops. As you can see, there's a tier 6 troop, tier 5 troop over here. There's a lot of high tier troops as well that just get dropped off over time. So utilize these. For example, I have 20 more slots. I'll take all these. Plus, you're paying for them anyways, by the way. If you go over here to your expenses, it says garrison and party expense. So whether these guys sit out here or they pretty much go into your inventory, not into your inventory, pretty much into your party, and then you travel around with them in the world, you're still paying for them. So you might as well put them to work, okay? Very important. When you get a castle that's very close to the edge of battle, make sure you're making a lot more riskier plays, bigger battles, and then come back and refresh yourself with more troops, okay? Just do it. It's going to make you a lot more money whenever you win one of those battles and come back with the loot. And also, clearing out some of your garrison, and then, using those troops to fight, it's going to lower your, expenses as well. So you can kind of just, pretty much cycle through the garrison and have a lot more fighting power to actually contend with, okay? Now, also, when you think about, AI dropping off troops to your garrison, they also drop off prisoners to your, to your dungeon. These are enemy lords. And again, if you are on the edge of the, the edge of the war, whenever they come back, if they stop by, they might donate some prisoner lords. What you're going to do with those, I don't have some right now, you go over here to manage prisoners, you pull them to your side, then you go to the nearest town and you sell them at the tavern. Very easy, very simple, couple thousand usually for each. Very, very good. Now, also, I would not use the stash. The stash is like a place where you can just put stuff. You're probably going to lose it, like I said before. Don't use the stash, because once you use the stash and you lose the FIEF, you don't have the stash anymore. You lost your stuff, okay? I wouldn't do that. So again, those are the 3 things I would look out for, okay? And again, don't worry about losing it, because if you lose a castle, and then let's say, for example, I think we're at war with these guys. Let's say I lose that castle. All of a sudden, we take, it would be kind of crazy. This castle, I would be the next one up for the vote, okay? So again, your first castle, first town, especially if it's on the outskirts, make it pretty much work for you, okay? Recycle that garrison. All right? That'll do it for me, and I'll see you in the next one.